This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good evening, good tomorrow, wherever you're tuning in from. My goodness, it's been an alright day in oil country, a slower day, as will be the off days the rest of the season, unless the playoff race somehow absolutely gets out of control here for us Edmonton Oilers fans. But friends, you know what? It's a good time because things are starting to crumble in the wake of Connor McDavid's massive season this year. And one of those we'll talk about here in a matter of moments. Leon Draisaitl doing something with Connor that hasn't been done in a while. And oh my goodness, you love to see it. So that's where we're at tonight, friends. I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Let's get to the housekeeping notes and finish off the preamble before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video. If you're new to the channel, what I want you to do is consider hitting that subscribe button here on Dolynny TV. And if you're already subscribed, I appreciate it very much because we're going to do something pretty magical at the end of the month here that I'm going to need you to step up and help me with. All right, friends? But that Cold Lake aside, we'll wait a few more weeks to get there. We'll take care of the Oilers for now. Where we sit with Leon Draisaitl hitting the 100-point plateau for another year in his career last night against those guys. Yeah, those guys. Whoever we played, the Ottawa Senators. That's who. Sorry, it was a late night for me personally. I guess maybe I should, in the preamble, explain that I had a training course start at 4 o'clock and go to about 7:30 in Calgary last night. So, unfortunately, missed a little bit of the game, and then ended up getting home late, and it was 8:10 when I got home, and then all of a sudden rock on and had to watch the hockey game and fall asleep in bed, and suddenly it was Wednesday. That's neither here nor there, but we played the Ottawa Senators and won 6-3, which was fantastic to see, right? The Oilers actually clamped down in the third period, didn't choke a big lead, and did all the right things. Was there some sketchy plays? Sure, but am I ever going to say the Oilers' defense is perfect? No, but is it a problem? Well, that remains to be determined until we're out of the playoffs. But for the Oilers, they win 6-3. There's a whole bunch of milestones hit. Leon Draisaitl's 100-point night. That obviously is the big one last night for us because, well, you know what? He joins Connor with 100 points. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has 82 points on the year, and this is turning into one of those big years where finally the top dogs on the Oilers go to work and get the points that they so well deserve. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins hits point per game in terms of an entire season, 82 games for the first time in his career too, which is fantastic to see. And Leon Draisaitl doing 100 points again. Now today, a lot of the speculation is he the best European hockey player in the NHL? Well, I would argue that's not a bad argument, I guess the way to put it. I would not say that that's a bad argument to have because I think there's a lot of merit to Leon Draisaitl far and away running away with the European totals here in the NHL, especially when you consider really the next closest competition would be a guy like, yeah, Ovi or Kucherov, and both of them aren't there yet. So I guess that's what I'm saying is Leon Draisaitl's one heck of a hockey player. So that's Leon Draisaitl and just some thoughts there. Really, I don't want to try and add too much. But in addition, with Connor McDavid having 100 points, they are the first teammates since the 70s Bruins, I believe it was Esposito and Orr, to have back-to-back 100-point seasons as the first two guys in the NHL to reach 100 points. So that's a thumbs up, huge get for the Edmonton Oilers. That's a massive boost for us simply because, right, when you're doing things that haven't been done since the 70s in the NHL, oh boy, do you have some good players on your team. I know we know that, but obviously Connor and Leon are next level incredible, and that kind of stat just goes out there and proves it when you come down to trying to figure out this Edmonton Oilers squad this year. That's the kind of talent you got on here. Talent that's doing things that hasn't been done since the mid-70s. Wow. Okay, and when you're mentioning those two names, right, those two names are up there, right there with a Messier and a Gretzky kind of level, right? Those are pillars of the NHL. So fantastic to see, that's for sure. So that's that. And then you move along to the next milestone record thing that's been shattered. Connor McDavid now has the best season in the salary cap era. Hands down, right? We're at 69 games played or something like that, 68 games or something like that. And Connor McDavid has the most points ever in a salary cap era season. The next closest, Nikita Kucherov. And, incredibly enough, Connor McDavid's doing it with a ton of goal scoring as well, scoring goal number 56 of the season last night. So that's fun and fancy too. So there's a lot to love about what the Oilers are doing right now. And on the off days, you have to sit down and just admire the milestones, the records being broken, all that, and enjoy a sleepier day, because really there isn't much else to Edmonton Oilers news during the days like today, because they're just quieter days, right? We don't have big trade rumors. We don't have anything really happening here, really at all for the Oilers. You look at everything coming together. I guess now you're getting into the stretch drive, which means you fall back to this stat from Jack Michaels, where for the Oilers, you look at it right now, Oilers of recent playoff vintage, right? We're talking about that. And then obviously, too, you go over here to another Jack Michaels stat, if I can find it, where he's talking about the Oilers winning 5 of 7 since the trade deadline, which coincides with the arrival of Ekholm and Bjugstad. Ekholm, who's had 4 points in 7 games, a plus 10 with us in those 7 games. 5 on 5, according to Jack Michael's stats here. Ekholm has been on the ice for 11 goals, 4 and just 2 against, a plus 9, 5 on 5. That is incredible. And then Bjugstad has 2 goals, 1 assist, and 3 points, a plus 2 in 5 games as an Oiler, and 59% in the face-off circles. So, right, the Oilers' power play still clipping along half decent, and you got to think too, Mattias Ekholm producing those kind of results, playing the minutes he is. I think, you know, the results of losing Tyson Barrie are speaking for themselves. The Oilers ain't that worse off. 5 for 7. You just want to do the math, right? If you're looking at the early returns and want to know what that would math out over the course of an 82-game season, well, friends, that would be 50, 58, 59 wins on the year. So, obviously, the Oilers are a pretty good club now that they got Mattias Ekholm, at least pacing-wise. Obviously, what happens down the stretch drive is anyone's guess, but that's the beauty. We get to kind of look at all those stats. We get to look at everything fun and fancy, records, milestones, weird stats, little things, playoff matchups like we did last off day every single time. And of course, if it hadn't have been for my training course last night, I would have been live calling the play-by-play action for you here on Dolynny TV for that Oilers win over the Senators. But hey, you know what? End of the day is this is still a one-day thing, and work is still an everyday thing. So you take care of what you got to take care of day to day. Friends, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Thanks so much for tuning in this evening. Really appreciate you being aboard. I think it's been a really good day in my books, and unless anything major happens, I'm going to take the rest of the night off, let you do your magic here on the video, and we will talk about Cold Lake tomorrow. All right, friends, I am up on out of here.